All right. Happy Nipples. Episode 6. So, I wondered in my mind, is it okay? Is it legal to do an episode on a painting that's already had layers? Or to do maybe multiple segments on the same painting? Yes. The answer is yes, because I'm the decider. and this is how we're going to do it. So anyway, this painting has layers of watercolor, and then some more just kind of watered down water with the sunset, and then acrylics on top of that. And then today, the last day of November 2023, we're going to go through here and make shading. I have black paint on a plate, as well as water. I don't know if I can show you, like, woo, there's water there. And then there's black paint on the edge here. So I'm going to have like black, and then I'm going to water it down. Not too sloppy, so it's like going down off the painting. This is very reminiscent of episode 1. Episode 1 was difficult. Honestly, just doing something new is always difficult. So I was like wanting to do Happy Nipples, wanting, that inspiration of, we have these beautiful people who were not sped up. They were doing their arts and crafts in a way that was not like, whoa, get her done. And we have people like Fred Rogers, who it was okay for him to make mistakes on the air, and so I'm really inspired by that. Because of course I'm making mistakes right now. So I think I watered it down too much, and I'm kind of at the ready with paper towel. So we have this real need for shading. So we have this need for shading. And that is why I'm coming through here with black. And I really don't want to spend a lot of time. I'm considering an Etsy site to kind of get rid of a big pile of art that has no home. And maybe in the process, I will need to get them ready, get them sort of those layers on them that they needed. And what is it that had prevented me from finishing her, this mermaid? She had been stacked up for years, so, and definitely not done. Never hung on a wall. Never in any way called done. Never shown to anybody. Never photographed. Never called done. And that's what I'm gonna try to do right now. I'm gonna try to get her done, and some of those rules of like light and shading, I'm not really gonna follow. I mean, if the only light source was behind her in the sunset, it would be such a different story than what I'm doing. I'm pretending that there's some grand light source here, so maybe some great crazy light source has been brought in for her photo session. And ultimately, it's just layers and layers of love. When there's a canvas involved, paper can be just very simple pencil marks. Create a masterpiece. A child with a crayon, create a masterpiece. But when you have a canvas involved, I think that layers are very important. And so I don't know what was preventing me from doing sort of the black that I had intended. And so I have the cotton ball, and I'm gonna just kind of like shade, because I like to give myself black as the final coat, and so I don't know really what was preventing me from finishing her. And I think some of that is just fear, because black is very definite. And so once you do get the black, things start to really pop, and it's wonderful. But if you're not knowing what you're doing and where you're going, it can be, you can mess stuff up, you know? So anyway, here it is, the last day of November, and it is that time of year where you have to bust out. If you live in America, in North America, you gotta bust out some serious tools. And, well, anywhere north of the equator. So Europe, whatever, what have you, Russia. You have to bust out some tools and hopefully be able to afford vitamin D, you know, supplements. Maybe be able to do fun things. But yeah, again, you can always paint some piece of garbage, I would hope. Sometimes even, yeah, paint is very daunting and expensive. So you have to get very creative with your art sometimes. But gratefully, I have some paint and some painting, and I have some paintings that need to be finished. So I think I'm going to spend some time doing that. I always want to get back to hitting a poster board or a white canvas. But here you'll start to see this lady is going to really pop, you know. The more bold that I get as we go along, the better. And you know, well, not necessarily the better, because there's those layers that, so I'm not gonna make her fins all the same. Like I said, I feel like you know, in the middle of her fin here, where in the middle of her belly here, where this kind of this artificial light here, if you will, this flash on my camera, if you will, is hitting her. So I don't want to maybe take away from the white here, and I will leave that so, and just make this darker, and these pop more in a dark. Well, they're certainly shaded by the arm here too, her hand and her arm here, but yeah, so we're gonna have these sort of illusions that we're creating with this mythical mermaid. And yeah, I think I'll add some dark to her hair. Just gonna start with that a little bit, and I'm just using the same big brush that I use, you know, all the time, but I'll get to a smaller brush perhaps, we'll see. And I want to finish this painting. Again, as I've said in every episode, it's like, I think the idea of a painting being finished is so controversial. At least my paintings. I'm like, I don't know if that's finished. I don't judge other people's work that way at all. I definitely judge myself that way. And I feel like everything I do is potentially not finished. And so that's where, yeah, you just have to come to terms. And maybe, again, with me, I think it's coming to terms with it's okay that it's not finished. Which is a bit metaphorical. It's like, well, Jody, it's okay that you're not finished. It's okay that anybody is not finished. Okay, getting bold with the black now. And this is kind of, yeah, get bold, Jody. Okay. And this mermaid a little bit makes me think of Beyonce's Brown Skin Girl song. I love that song so much. Brown skin girl, your skin just like pearls. So the nipples are getting happier. Take a little cotton ball and just kind of blend there, and blend on the arm. And just kind of massaging, not with my fingers, but with a cotton ball. Beautiful woman. A little bit of shading underneath her collarbone with a new brush. Like I think I'm gonna get into her face a little bit. So under the collarbone, I'm gonna need a little shading where the neck sort of meets into here, and the collarbones come from this area. I'm gonna have like a little bit of shading. Okay. It's not perfect, you know, just if we counted all the bones and ligaments and did all that, we'd need a lot more episodes and a really big canvas. I'm gonna use the big brush again. I'm gonna get some dark. We're gonna, really add some dark to her hair, and there's gonna be just accenting sort of the motions of the original brushes, strokes. I think, have faith kind of in your playfulness. So, she was laid down with no real sketch or photo or anything. I didn't have like a mermaid do a photo shoot with me. And so be playful and count on that. In future episodes, I want to get into some really funky sketches that are, borderline like, well, is that human or is that not human? And what is happening? And that's okay. We'll just we'll get mythical. It's still going to be in the spirit of the happy nudes. And I think I always will keep doing, if the episode is called Happy Nudes, it will be, Happy Nipples, there will be nudes. Because I do paint other things, and I could share those sometimes. But for this Happy Nipples, definitely you're gonna see some nipples. And I don't know if I'll ever get kicked off of the YouTube for what I'm doing. Maybe someday. Oh, here I am finger painting again. Maybe someday they'll say, you know what, those happy nipples are really too much, and we can't have them, on our channel. I don't know. Okay. No more water on this brush stroke with my black paint. Really gonna get under those boobies. Really, not the whole stroke because it's already there, but it already goes up like into this shadow thing. But around this one partly. Okay. All right. Cool. And then something's up with this arm here. Rest would go here. Kind of armpit. Kind of is like two different things. And then the arm kind of, again, is very whimsical. And I like that she has a little thickness to her. Whoever said a woman has to have under 20% body fat or what have you. This woman is sexy, and she has a belly a little bigger than mine. Although not all the stretch marks or strange shape. So probably not had kids, just a nice curvature. Okay, although who knows, she might have had some mermaid children, and just stretch marks aren't really a thing in her family, because I'm not gonna do those on this particular thing. It would just be a lot. Whew, can you imagine having like realistic stretch marks? Whew, I've never really tried that. I should never try that. Generally, I go for things that are easy and whimsically more beautiful. Although I have seen some very obscure nudes that were kind of making the subject, you know, a little repulsive, I guess, but slightly. But I'm like, it's still pretty cool, like pretty cool art. Not exactly what I'm going for. But I've definitely done some funny things that were very playful and not going for the beauty. I don't think that anybody should have that pressure of like, I have to make something beautiful. Like I've been to an art retreat as a veteran. I went there to heal through therapy. And while painting is a passion of mine and has been years prior to that, and to this day, I didn't really paint a lot at the retreat. I made sort of a disturbing collage. So art does not have to be beautiful. I want her to be beautiful. I do. I just want her to be like nice. And so there is like, I do want to set up an Etsy, and like what is holding me back from doing that? What is holding anybody back from anything? You know, it's like, I don't know. Well, it is different. I just got a smartphone, and I have this YouTube channel from the past with like an old video camera, you know, that you put into a thumb drive or whatever. You know, I do it at the library. I like download my video, ask the librarian, hey, this might take longer than an hour, you know, that kind of thing. So, and then I kind of gave up on that. Now I'm back, probably putting out a really obnoxious amount of videos, but so we're getting kind of nice. It's looking pretty good. I think with some sort of aggressive further last movements, I think I'll be done. So a lot of black underneath. A lot of black. A lot of black this time. All the way down. Gonna get rid of all that light stuff. Okay. And underneath the hand, definitely some here. Get a little water on there. All right. Okay, so the black is really coming together. Under her jaw, certainly. Good. Almost done. And her face really isn't bad, and I don't want to hurt it. I don't want to hurt her face. But there is kind of like a tiny bit of black that needs to happen in the corner of her mouth. So that it looks like the forward teeth are coming forward, you know, it's not just flat teeth. And that the lip is overlapping. And the nose is yeah, sort of got some definition, like a little bit, you know. And so yeah, a little tiny bit. I think we're probably pretty good on this girl. I mean, she was so close in the past. And make this a little more, because of the fin. And then we definitely need some here. Okay. Right. Okay, now I'm not gonna add any black to the tail. I like the tail, and so there's just like a little bit of shading here. We gotta massage into it again, and then a few more dark lines, just with a big brush, and we're good. I think we're almost done. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fins. All right. Oh yeah, scales and fins. All right, here we are. We are another episode of Happy Nipples. A beautiful mermaid. kind of, you know, inspired by the new Ariel, Beyonce. And you see that, like, from episode 1, you know, you really can put more love into the mermaid and make it not a sloppy piece.